As the coronavirus pandemic continues to surge, many questions remain about how next month's Democratic National Convention will work in a time of social distancing. But as Lisa Desjardins reports, the biggest question remains who will share the spotlight with Joe Biden.
Senator Sanders and I.
What started as a debate stage pledge in March,
I would pick a woman to be my vice president,
has put a new twist on a time-honored campaign parlor game. Which Democratic woman will Joe Biden pick as his vice presidential running mate? Around a dozen candidates have been on his rumored shortlist, including Senators Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, and Tammy Duckworth, former National Security Advisor Susan Rice, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms, Congresswomen Val Demings and Karen Bass, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham, and several others.
I am honored to be back in North Carolina, at least virtually.
Many of the potential picks have already hit the virtual campaign trail.
I think it's important to have people in leadership like Joe Biden.
And Biden has moved on to the final round of interviews and is set to make his choice public soon.
I'm going to have a choice in the first week in August.
It is, after all, just 2 weeks until Democrats hold their next convention, a scaled-back event with Biden speaking in Milwaukee. And August marks exactly 100 years since women won the right to vote.
Geraldine Ferraro.
Whichever woman Biden chooses will be just the second in Democratic Party history. 36 years ago, New York Congresswoman Geraldine Ferraro joined the ticket with Walter Mondale.
By choosing a woman to run for our nation's second highest office, you send a powerful signal to all Americans. There are no doors we cannot unlock.
My mother felt incredible responsibility.
Ferraro's daughter, Donna Zaccaro, later produced a movie about her mother's run as the first woman on a major party presidential ticket.
There was huge pressure. If she did a good job, then she would be opening the doors of opportunity. If she didn't do a good job, she thought it could be disastrous.
It was more than 20 years before another woman accepted a major party nomination for VP. 2008. This time it was a Republican, Sarah Palin, who was breaking barriers.
You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
That same year, Biden himself underwent the closely guarded process surrounding VP selection, emerging as Barack Obama's running mate.
This is his time. This is our time. This is America's time.
Those around Biden say that 2008 experience and his 8 years in the White House profoundly shape how he'll make his choice now. Democratic Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware co-chairs the VP Selection Committee.
He is looking for someone who is not only qualified and competent, but is, as his word is, simpatico.
There are dozens of considerations, from personal chemistry to who best balances out Biden's potential shortcomings to who can help win in battleground states.
I think he's looking for a true partner.
Patty Solis Doyle was Biden's chief of staff during the 2008 campaign.
He's looking for someone not only that he likes, but that he trusts, and who can maybe do some of the things that he's not so great at. He's looking for someone who can actually govern with him in a situation, you know, where the country's in dire straits.
A recent Politico Morning Consult poll found 54% of people say the VP nominee will have no impact on their vote.
I'm not as aligned to it has to be this person, and if you don't pick this person, you're not going to get my vote. I'm more into we need to put America back on the right track.
I'm definitely voting for Joe Biden. He's the only viable candidate to beat Trump.
Biden also has called himself a transition candidate, and some Democratic voters say the person he chooses this year matters more because Biden would be the oldest president ever sworn in. He is more vulnerable to the coronavirus, and it's not clear he would run for a second term regardless of health.
I think who he chooses is really going to elevate his running mate, not just to be his running mate for 2020, but I think definitely sets them up to surely be, on the national stage for some time.
The vice president is a really good way for him to reach out to people who may be undecided and really make people feel like their voices are heard in politics.
Biden is also facing growing pressure from some people to pick a woman of color, including from Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, who was at one point on the potential VP list.
I think this is a moment to put a woman of color on that ticket.
Those calls come as race and justice issues have taken center stage in the campaign after nationwide protests sparked by the murder of George Floyd. Black women are the most reliable and loyal voting bloc for Democratic candidates. Nearly 95% voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
We've never been here before. We Black women, never. We've never been on the short list for VP, never.
Amy Allison is the founder of She the People, a group that advocates for women of color in politics.
A lot of us believe that a Black woman on the ticket will help to increase enthusiasm, demonstrate that Joe Biden's governance is going to include us, is going to see us, and that we have a place at the top of the ticket.
Biden has already said women of color will play a big role in his administration and that several are on his VP shortlist.
I am not committed to naming any but the people I've named, and among them there are 4 Black women.
There is, of course, a wide universe of women whom Biden could choose, with names rising and falling daily. But only a few days now until one gets on the ticket. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Lisa Desjardins.